Well, hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artist sidestep all the landmines that I step on and trying to grow their voiceover business. Well, welcome. I'm going to be talking tonight about mouth clicks. I have a group and amazing voiceover artists, and there was this big discussion in there about how to get rid of mouth clicks and mouth noise. And I can't stand it because I can remember when I first started, I had so many mouth clicks. It was awful. So I started on this journey to try to figure it out. And I watched tons of YouTube videos, kind of like you're doing right now, to try to figure out what I could do to get rid of the mouth clicks. And what I found was, in the end, is that there really is no way to completely eliminate mouth clicks. You can get rid of a lot by doing some things that I'm going to tell you tonight, but in the end, there is no way to get rid of them 100%. So the best thing that you can do is try to eliminate most of them, and then from editing purposes, take care of the rest. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and the thing that I have found to be the absolute most reliable, is drinking water. Okay. And, everybody says this, and for good reason, but it's the part of drinking water I think that people mess up on, and that is the consistency of it. So there's kind of two parts to this. The first part is you want to stay hydrated. You want to drink, and be hydrated, drinking your 8 to 16 to 32 ounces of water a day. But then during your recording, what you want to do is, especially in long form narration. So let's say let's start and say we're doing a 30-second spot or something smaller. We might do multiple reads, but the reality is a read might only take a few seconds. So during those seconds, once we're finished reading, we can take a sip of water, all right? And then we can move on to the next read. Same thing with long form narration. What I like to do is after a page or half a page, depending on how difficult the text is, I like to take a break, and then I like to take a sip of water. And that really helps with, just keeping the mouth nice and wet, but also keeping that saliva at bay, right? And that's the problem with voiceover, right? With the clicking, it's the saliva. So water is definitely essential. Some other people really like to use, those little spray guns that spray a mist of water. You can do that after every couple of lines or every page. You can do a couple of sprays and move on. That works out well too. Some people like to use a straw with their water. Either way, having water in your booth is a must for when you record, not just for your vocal cords, but also for your mouth to make sure that it doesn't get dry and that saliva is not overproducing and causing problems. Next thing you want to look at are things like acid based fruits and things like that. So like orange or lemons and lemon water. That helps, as well as apples. Some people say they eat an apple, it really helps. Some people drink lemon in their water, that helps. Those things can help neutralize your acid in your water. But I find that you still have to do that just as regularly as you would if you were drinking a glass of water. So to me, those are helpful. It's probably from an enjoyment standpoint. And I have noticed that the reality is that we're all different. So what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. So it's really important that you try out a bunch of stuff. The next thing you want to look at are sprays, like mouth sprays, like Binaca, some sort of, peppermint sprays. They actually make them to help you with overproducing saliva and the mouth noise and stuff. And you can find them on Amazon. I don't have the names right now, but I do know that you can find it. You can look it up. You can also find them in grocery stores. I mean, you can find them in like CVS or any of those kinds of places. So that really does help. I've noticed that with me, I've tried them, and it kind of like I have to keep doing it. So, I mean, it's very awkward. Not awkward. It's very uncomfortable to keep spraying those things in your mouth because after a while you begin to get loopy because some of them have like menthol and stuff in there, and you're not supposed to do that. But the other thing is that also it starts to become like it's painful after a while, right? You keep spraying this stuff in your mouth, and then what happens is, again, it's not a one thing fix all. You got to keep doing it. So that means like that's an issue, right? So that in itself is another problem that you run into with those. But in the end, I found that the number one thing to do, and I'm sorry it's not some magic pill, but it really is, it works, it's water. And it's water on a consistent basis. But go into it knowing that no matter what you do, and even no matter how much water you drink, I don't think you're ever going to really get rid of all of them. Now, I will say this: it's important, especially if you go into reading a spot with a director or in a studio, or even over Source Connect or something where you have people watching you and you're doing something and you're doing multiple takes. It's important to be prepared because I think too many clicks can definitely ruin a piece. You know what I mean? But when you have the luxury of recording and recording over it, that's fine. But then you've got to worry about time. So again, it's really important to drink water, eating food when you are in a recording session, or let me rephrase, like if you are in a recording, like maybe you're recording a big book over the next couple of days, you want to eat light in between the times that you're recording, because all this extra stuff is going to be causing all of this saliva and your mouth to and your body to produce all of these things. So it's important that you try to cleanse and do the best you can to keep all the toxicity and everything down so that you are operating at peak efficiency. All right. So in the end, water is it. You can use a bunch of other things, but I find that consistency with drinking water helps the very best, and learning about your DAW so that you know how to edit all of this stuff out. All right. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I would be really grateful. And I will catch you next time. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.